Captain Jin Hyun stood at the viewport of the ECS Defiant, watching Earth grow smaller. Its blue oceans and white clouds looked peaceful from space. No one looking at it would know that fear gripped every person on the planet. "Captain, all systems are ready," said Tactical Officer Min Park. Her voice was steady, but her eyes showed worry. Hyun nodded. "Take us out full speed." The Defiant was Earth's first and only real starship. It was not very big compared to other alien ships, but it carried humanity's most advanced technology. Its silver hull gleamed in the sunlight as it moved away from the space dock. "Message from Earth Command," said Communications Officer June Song. His fingers moved quickly over the screen. "Admiral Lee wishes us good luck." Hyun knew what that really meant. The Admiral was saying goodbye. 3 days ago, Earth's deep space scanners had picked up a fleet of black ships heading toward the solar system. Everyone knew what they were. The Voidborn had come at last. For 300 years, the Voidborn had conquered every alien civilization they met. No one could stop them. Thousands of worlds had fallen. Now it was Earth's turn. "How long until they reach Earth?" Hyun asked. 5 days, maybe 6, Park answered. "Not enough time to build more ships. Not enough time to make better weapons. Not enough time to save everyone." "Engine room reports the quantum drive is ready for testing," said Chief Engineer Tae-Dae over the comm. His voice echoed in the quiet bridge. The quantum drive was Earth's greatest achievement. It was based on technology that no other species had developed. The Defiant was the only ship in the galaxy with such a drive. If it worked, it would let them travel faster than any Voidborn ship could follow. "Begin test sequence," Hyun ordered. The ship hummed as the quantum drive powered up. Lights flickered. The stars outside seemed to stretch. "Captain!" Dae's voice was excited. "Something strange is happening. The drive it's creating multiple quantum states." "Explain," said Hyun. "The ship is existing in more than one place at the same time. It's like we're in multiple dimensions at once. I've never seen anything like this." Xenobiologist Su Yuna looked up from her console. "That's not what the drive was designed to do." "No," agreed Dae, "but it could be very useful." Hyun understood right away. If the Defiant could exist in different dimensions, maybe it could hide from the Voidborn. Maybe it could even fight in ways the enemy wouldn't expect. "Captain," Park interrupted. "I'm getting a message from the President." The screen lit up. President Han looked tired. There were dark circles under her eyes. "Captain Hyun, the Voidborn fleet has increased speed. They will reach Earth in 3 days, not 5. Hyun felt his stomach tighten. "What are your orders, Madam President?" "Your mission has changed. We hoped you would have time to test the quantum drive fully before leaving the solar system. Now there's no time. You must leave immediately." "Leave?" Hyun was confused. "You want us to run?" The President nodded slowly. "The Defiant was always our backup plan, Captain. If Earth falls, your ship will carry the best of our technology and the brightest of our people to safety. You will find allies. You will find a way to fight back. We can't just abandon Earth. You're not abandoning us. You're our last hope." The President's voice was firm. "Earth will fight as long as we can. We may even win. But if we don't, the Defiant must survive." When the call ended, Hyun sat in silence. The weight of the President's orders pressed down on him. "Orders, sir?" asked Park. "Call the senior staff to the conference room," said Hyun. "We need to talk." 20 minutes later, Hyun faced his top officers around the table. "The President has ordered us to leave the solar system immediately," he told them. "Our mission is to preserve Earth's technology and knowledge in case—" He couldn't finish the sentence. "In case Earth falls," finished Yuna softly. "That's right." "So, we're running away?" asked Park. Her hands were clenched into fists. "We're following orders," said Hyun. "The Defiant is too valuable to lose in a battle we can't win." "My family is down there," said Song. "My parents, my sister." "All our families are down there," said Hyun, "including my wife and son." The pain in his chest felt like a physical wound. But we have our orders. Day cleared his throat. Captain, there's something you should know about the quantum drive test. The multi-dimensional effect was stronger than I first thought. For a moment, the ship was completely invisible. To our sensors, what are you saying? I'm saying that with more tests, we might be able to use the drive to hide from the Voidborn. Maybe even fight them in ways they're not ready for. Hope flickered in Hyun's heart. How much time do you need? More than we have, admitted Day. I'd need days, maybe weeks, to fully understand what happened. Hyun nodded slowly. Then we stick to our orders. We leave the solar system and continue the tests in deep space. We find out what the quantum drive can really do. And then? Asked Park. Then we find a way to save Earth or avenge it. The Defiant accelerated away from Earth faster than any human ship had ever traveled before. The blue planet shrank until it was just another star in the black of space. In the captain's quarters, Hyun looked at a picture of his wife Mina and their son Jun. They were smiling in the photo, standing in front of their house with cherry trees blooming behind them. Hyun touched the screen gently. I'll find a way back to you, he whispered. I promise. His comm unit beeped. Captain, to the bridge, called Park's voice. When Hyun arrived, the bridge was tense. What is it? We've picked up something, said Park. She pointed to the main screen. A signal from deep space. Voidborn? No. It's different. It seems to be coming from... I don't know how to explain this. The signal is coming from between the stars, from empty space. Put it through. Static filled the speakers. Then a voice emerged, speaking a language no one on the bridge had heard before. The computer tried to translate, but only caught fragments. Help. Survivors. Hiding. They hunt us. Found a way. Then the signal cut off. Can we trace it? Asked Hyun. Song worked his console. Yes. It came from a star system about 2 light years from here. No planets, just an asteroid field. Hyun made his decision quickly. Set course for that system, full speed. What about our orders to leave the solar system? Asked Park. We are leaving, said Hyun. But if there are others out there fighting the Voidborn, we need to find them. We need allies. As the Defiant changed course, Hyun felt a strange mixture of fear and hope. They were headed into the unknown, away from everything they had ever known. But they were not running away. They were running toward something, maybe toward a chance to save Earth. The quantum drive hummed, the stars stretched, and the Defiant, humanity's last hope, disappeared into the depths of space. 6 months had passed since the Defiant left Earth. 6 months of running tests on the quantum drive. 6 months without news from home. Captain Hyun stood on the bridge as the ship approached the asteroid field. It was huge, with thousands of rocks spinning slowly in the darkness. Any sign of life? He asked. Tactical Officer Park shook her head. Nothing on regular scans. But there's something strange about those big asteroids. They have odd heat patterns. Someone's hiding in there, said Hyun. He had learned to trust Park's instincts. Communications Officer Song tapped his console. I'll try sending the same signal pattern we received. A minute passed, then another. The bridge was quiet. Suddenly, the main screen lit up. A face appeared, not human, but close. The alien had pale blue skin and large eyes. It spoke in a rough version of English. Unknown ship. Why are you here? Who sent you? Hyun stepped forward. I am Captain Jin Hyun of the Earthship Defiant. We picked up your distress call. The alien's eyes narrowed. Earth? We know of no such world. How did you find this place? We followed your signal. We are refugees. Like you, I think. The alien was silent for a long moment. Then it nodded slowly. Come to these coordinates. Alone. If we detect other ships following you, we will destroy ourselves rather than be captured. The screen went dark. Friendly, muttered Park. They're scared, said Hyun. And with good reason. Set course for those coordinates. The coordinates led to a massive asteroid at the center of the field. As the Defiant approached, a hidden door slid open in the rock surface, revealing a docking bay. "It's a base," said Engineer Day in wonder. "Built inside the asteroid." "A good hiding place," agreed Hyun. "Park Song, Yuna, you're with me. Day, keep the quantum drive ready. If anything goes wrong, get the ship out of here." The 4 officers stepped onto the asteroid base. Armed guards met them, more blue-skinned aliens, holding weapons Hyun didn't recognize. They were led through narrow tunnels carved into the rock. "These tunnels are old," whispered xenobiologist Yuna. "Look at the wear patterns. This base has been here for decades." The guards brought them to a large chamber. Inside were not just the blue-skinned aliens, but creatures of many different shapes and sizes. Some had scales, some had fur, some had 4 arms or 3 eyes. They all looked tired and thin. An older alien stepped forward. He had the same blue skin as the others, but with white markings on his face. "I am Leader Taek, of what remains of the Stellar Concordance. Once we were 17, species united. Now we are only survivors." "The Voidborn?" asked Hyun. Taek's eyes widened. "You know of them?" "They came to our world. We don't know if Earth still stands." Taek gestured to the crowd. "None of our worlds stand. The Voidborn have taken everything. They came first as friends, offering technology and knowledge, then they showed their true nature." A tall, insect-like alien clicked its mandibles. "They take not just our worlds but our people. They connect them to their machines, use them. We have fought for 50 years, said Taek. We have lost for 50 years. Hyun looked around the room. These were the remnants of once great civilizations, reduced to hiding in an asteroid. "We didn't come to fight," he said honestly. "We came to escape. But maybe we found something better. Maybe we found allies." Taek laughed bitterly. "Allies? What can one small ship do that our combined fleets could not?" Engineer Day stepped forward. "May I?" he asked Hyun, who nodded. Day pulled out a small device and set it on the floor. It projected a hologram of the Defiant. "Our ship has technology unlike any other in the galaxy. We call it the quantum drive." He explained how the drive worked, how it could make the ship exist in multiple dimensions. "Impossible," said one alien. "We've seen it work," said Day. "We're still learning what it can do, but we know the Voidborn have nothing like it." For the first time, Hyun saw something like hope in Taek's eyes. "You truly believe this technology could help against the Voidborn?" "I don't know," admitted Hyun. "But I know we have a better chance together than apart." Later, Taek showed them the Concordance's command center deep in the asteroid. "We still have contacts throughout Voidborn space," he explained. "Spies, informants. We know their fleet movements, their communication codes." Park studied the star maps with growing excitement. This is invaluable information. Meanwhile, xenobiologist Yuna was in the medical bay examining injured Concordance members. She called Hyun on the comm unit. "Captain, you need to see this." When Hyun arrived, Yuna was looking at a piece of metal removed from an alien's body. "This is Voidborn technology," she said. "It was connected to this patient's nervous system. Look what happens when I apply an electrical current." The metal piece moved on its own, like something alive. "Their technology is partly biological," explained Yuna. "It connects directly to the user's brain, and more importantly, it seems to connect all users to each other." "A network," said Hyun, understanding immediately. "The entire Voidborn Empire is a single network. Yes, their greatest strength. But maybe their greatest weakness," finished Hyun. He called an emergency meeting with Taek and the Defiance officers. "If the Voidborn are connected through their technology, maybe we can use that connection against them." AI specialist Song nodded eagerly. "A virus. Something that could disrupt their network. We would need to deliver it to their central command," said Taek. "The command nexus. It's hidden in the galactic core, surrounded by radiation and gravity wells. No ship has ever reached it and returned." No normal ship, said Day. But the quantum drive might get us through. Tyke looked at them in disbelief. You would risk your only ship on such a mission, it would be suicide. We have to try, said Hyun simply. For Earth. For all your worlds. As they discussed the details, a young alien rushed into the room. Leader Tyke, our deep space monitors have detected a massive void-born fleet movement. They're gathering forces like we've never seen. Where are they heading? Asked Tyke. The young alien handed him a datapad. Tyke read it and looked up at Hyun with sadness in his eyes. I'm sorry. They're heading toward the coordinates of your home system. Hyun felt like all the air had been knocked from his lungs. Earth, he whispered. They must have tracked your quantum drive signature, said Tyke. The Voidborn are thorough. They never leave a world unconquered. Hyun stood up straight. His hands were shaking, but his voice was steady. Then we don't have much time. We need to finish this plan and get to the command nexus. Even if we succeed, warned Tyke, it may be too late for your world. Then we'll make the Voidborn pay for what they've done, said Hyun. We'll make sure they never harm another world again. As he looked around at his crew, at these aliens who had lost everything, Hyun saw determination replace despair. They had all lost their homes. But now they had something powerful. A plan, a purpose, and for the first time in 50 years, a chance. The quantum drive of the Defiant might be the key to bringing down an empire that no other force in the galaxy had been able to defeat. One ship against thousands. It seemed impossible. But as Hyun had learned during his years in space, the impossible was just something that hadn't been done yet. The Defiant hung in space near the asteroid base. Inside, Engineer Day bent over his workstation, eyes red from lack of sleep. The quantum drive components were spread out on the table. You need to rest, said Captain Hyun, entering the engine. Day didn't look up. No time. If Earth has already fallen, we're the last humans who might still be free. We need this drive working perfectly. Hyun put his hand on Day's shoulder. I understand, but I need my best engineer thinking clearly. Day finally looked up. I can make the drive better, stronger. I've been studying the Concordance's technology. They had some good ideas, even if they never put them together the right way. How long? 2 days. Maybe 3. Hyun nodded. 3 days. Then we leave for the command nexus. In another part of the ship, AI specialist Song worked with a small group of Concordant scientists. They stared at screens filled with code. The virus needs to hit every part of their network at once, Song explained. It can't just shut them down. It needs to confuse them, make them give conflicting orders. A reptilian alien named Kern hissed softly. If we break the network too quickly, billions will die. Every ship, every station depends on the network to function. Then we don't break it, said Song. We change it. Tactical Officer Park studied the maps of Voidborn territory with Leader Tyke. The maps showed thousands of star systems, most marked with black symbols. Conquered worlds. The path to the command nexus is heavily guarded, said Tyke. No ship has ever gotten close. Park traced a route with her finger. We don't need to fight through. With the quantum drive, we can jump, past their patrol lines, but we'll need exact coordinates, precise timing. Tyke's blue skin seemed to pale. You truly believe your small ship can do what our combined fleets could not? Park met his eyes. I have to believe it, or everything is already lost. In the medical bay, xenobiologist Yuna examined more pieces of Voidborn technology. Each piece seemed to pulse with its own rhythm like a heart. It's alive, she told Hyun when he visited. Or partly alive. The Voidborn don't just connect to their technology, they become part of it. Is that how they control so much territory? By being everywhere at once? Yuna nodded. One mind spread across thousands of ships and stations, but that's not all. She pointed to a screen showing strange patterns. These are brainwave patterns from recovered victims. The Voidborn don't just conquer, they collect minds, add them to their network. Hyun felt sick. You mean the people are still aware? After being connected? I think so. Trapped inside the network. unable to break free. The thought of Earth's people, his wife, his son, trapped inside the Voidborn network, made Hyun's hands shake with anger. Then we'll set them free. 3 days later, the crew gathered on the bridge. The Defiant was ready to depart. A small group of Concordance members had joined the mission, including Leader Tyke. "The virus is ready," reported Song. "It will spread through their entire network in minutes once we upload it to the command nexus. The quantum drive is at 120% efficiency," said Day with pride. "I've never seen readings like this, but there's a risk. Each jump puts stress on the ship's structure. Too many jumps, and we might not be able to hold together." "How many jumps do we have?" asked Hyun. 5, maybe 6. After that, I can't guarantee we'll survive another. Hyun nodded. "Then we make them count." The Defiant pulled away from the asteroid base. Stars filled the view screen. "Course set for the galactic core," said Park. "First jump will take us past the outer guard posts." "Do it," ordered Hyun. The quantum drive hummed to life. The stars stretched and twisted. For a moment, it felt like the ship was in 2 places at once. Then, with a flash, they jumped. When they emerged, the ship groaned. Warning lights flashed across the control panels. "Hull stress at 40%, reported Day. "Higher than I expected. The modifications are working, but they're pushing the ship's limits." "Where are we?" asked Hyun. Park checked her instruments. "Exactly where we wanted to be, just inside Voidborn territory. No sign they've detected us yet." Tyke looked impressed. "You just traveled a distance that would take our fastest ships 2 weeks in seconds." "Where to next?" asked Hyun. Park pointed to a spot on her map. "Second jump should take us past the main defense line. It's a bigger jump." "Everyone hold on," said Hyun. "This could get rough." The quantum drive engaged again. This time the ship shuddered violently as it jumped. When they emerged, a support beam in the bridge cracked and fell. "Hull stress at 65%, called Day." "That was too close." Hyun helped a crew member up from the floor. "Damage report?" "Minor injuries only. But the ship won't take many more jumps like that." Park's console suddenly lit up with alarms. "Captain, 3 Voidborn cruisers on approach. They've spotted us." The view screen showed 3 large black ships moving toward them. They were shaped like arrowheads with glowing red lines running along their hulls. "Can we outrun them?" asked Hyun. "Not without using the quantum drive again," said Park. "And we need to save those jumps for—" She was cut off as the ship rocked from a hit. "Shields holding," reported Day. "But not for long against weapons like that." Hyun made a quick decision. "Day, can you make a very short quantum jump? Just enough to confuse them?" "A micro jump? It's risky, but yes." "Do it. Jump us right behind the lead cruiser." The Defiant vanished in a flash and reappeared behind the largest enemy ship. The sudden move caught the Voidborn by surprise. "Fire all weapons," ordered Hyun. The Defiant's weapons struck the cruiser's engines. Explosions bloomed across its hull. The other 2 cruisers turned to attack, but they were firing at empty space. The Defiant had already micro-jumped again, appearing above them. "Now target their command centers," said Hyun. Another barrage hit the Voidborn ships. 1 cruiser went dark, drifting powerless. The other spun out of control. "I can't believe it," said Tyke, watching in amazement. 3 Voidborn cruisers defeated by 1 small ship. "I've never seen anything like it." Hyun wasn't celebrating yet. "Damage report?" "Hull stress at 80%, said Day grimly. "Those micro-jumps were harder on the ship than I thought. We might only have 3 more jumps left, not 5. "Then we need to make them perfect," said Hyun. "How far are we from the command nexus?" Park checked her instruments. 2 more major jumps should get us close enough. Hyun looked around at his crew. They were tired, some were injured, but all were determined. "Let's finish this," he said. The Defiant prepared for another jump. As the quantum drive powered up, Hyun thought of Earth, of his family. He didn't know if they were still alive. He didn't know if Earth still stood. But he knew that one way or another the Voidborn would pay for what they had done. The ship jumped again, deeper into enemy territory, closer to the heart of the empire that had conquered every civilization it encountered, until now. During the fourth jump, something strange happened. As the ship phased between dimensions, Hyun saw something through the view screen. Not stars or space, but a vast web of light, connecting countless points. And within the web, he saw faces. Billions of faces, alien and human, all linked together. When the ship emerged from the jump, Hyun gasped. "Did anyone else see that?" he asked. "I saw something," said Park. "Like a network made of light." "I saw faces," added Yuna. "So many faces." Tyke's eyes were wide. The true form of the Voidborn, not ships and stations, but a vast collective of captured minds. Hyun's comm unit suddenly crackled to life. A voice spoke, a human voice. Jin, is that you?" Hyun froze. He knew that voice. It was impossible, but he knew that voice. "Mina," he whispered. "Jin, they have us, they have Earth, but something's wrong with their network. Human minds, we're fighting back from inside. We need help, The voice cut off. The bridge was silent. "That was my wife," said Hyun, his voice shaking. "How is that possible?" Yuna stepped forward. "The network. When we were in the quantum state, we briefly connected to it. And if your wife is in the network, then she's alive," said Hyun. "And so are others from Earth. They're prisoners, but they're alive." New determination filled him. This wasn't just about revenge anymore, it was about rescue. "One more jump," he said. "One more jump to the command nexus. And then we upload the virus, break the network, and free everyone trapped inside." The Defiant turned toward its final destination, the hidden heart of the Voidborn Empire. One ship against the most powerful force in the galaxy. One last hope for Earth and every other conquered world. "One jump left," said Engineer Day, his voice tight with worry. "The drive is overheating. Hull stress is at 90%. We can't push it any further after this." Captain Hyun looked at the star map. They were close to the galactic core now. Strange. Lights twisted around them as gravity pulled at stars and space itself. "Where exactly is the command nexus?" he asked. Leader Tyke pointed to a spot near the center of the map. "Our information says it's here, hidden in a radiation cloud. No normal sensors can find it." "We're not using normal sensors," said Hyun. He turned to xenobiologist Yuna. "You heard my wife through the network. Can we use that connection again?" Yuna frowned in thought. "Maybe. When we're in the quantum state between jumps, we seem to briefly connect to their network. If we could extend that moment, we might see the command nexus directly." Finished Hyun. AI specialist Song joined them. "I could modify the virus to act as a beacon. If your wife is fighting back inside the network, she might be able to guide us." Hyun nodded. "Do it, and everyone prepare for the final jump." As they worked, Tactical Officer Park monitored the space around them. "Captain," she called suddenly, "I'm picking up a massive fleet movement." The screen showed hundreds of black ships moving in formation. "They're searching for us," said Tyke. "After we destroyed those cruisers, they know something is wrong." "How long until they find us?" asked Hyun. "Hours, maybe less," said Park. "We need to move now." Hyun took a deep breath. "Day, is the drive ready?" "As ready as it will ever be." "But Captain, there's something you should know. The stress on the ship. I don't think we can jump back out after we reach the nexus." The bridge went quiet. Everyone understood what that meant. This was a one-way trip. Hyun looked around at his crew. "I won't order anyone to come. This is volunteer only." Not a single person moved to leave. "We started this together," said Parka, simply. "We'll finish it together." Hyun felt pride swell in his chest. "Then let's go." The quantum drive hummed louder than ever before. The ship shook as it prepared for the jump. "I've set the drive to hold us in the quantum state longer," said Dai. "It will be rough, but it should give Yuna and Song time to search for the nexus. Initiating jump in 3, 2, 1, said Park. The stars stretched. The ship seemed to fold in on itself. And then they were between worlds, in that strange state where they existed in multiple places at once. Hyun felt something touch his mind, a presence vast and cold, the void-born. But there were other minds too, trapped inside the larger one, and one mind that called to him. "Mina," he whispered. He felt rather than heard her reply. "Jin, follow me." A path opened in his mind, not a physical path through space, but a connection, a thread in the vast web that was the void-born network. "There!" he shouted, pointing at nothing the others could see. "That way." Day didn't question him. He adjusted the drive, steering them through the quantum realm following Hyun's directions. The ship groaned as metal bent in ways it was never meant to. Warning alarms blared from every console. "Hull stress at 95%, shouted Day. "We can't stay in this state much longer." "Just a little more," urged Hyun, still following the path in his mind. "We're close." Suddenly, the thread led to a massive knot in the web, a central point where billions of connections met. The command nexus. "Now, Day, bring us out." The ship snapped back into normal space with a violent jolt. Panels burst from the walls. Sparks flew from broken circuits. When the chaos settled, Hyun looked at the view screen and gasped. Before them floated a massive structure unlike anything he had ever seen. It was roughly spherical, but seemed to pulse and shift as if it were alive. Glowing red lines covered its surface like blood vessels. It was the size of a small moon. "The command nexus," breathed Tyke in awe. "No one has ever seen it before." "And no one has detected us yet," said Park, checking her instruments. "The quantum jump put us right on top of it before their sensors could find us." "Not for long," warned Song. "They'll know we're here soon." Hyun turned to him. "Is the virus ready?" Song nodded. "Ready, but we need to connect directly to the Nexus to upload it." "Can we dock with that thing?" asked Hyun. Day shook his head. "No need. There's another way." He pointed to the quantum drive controls. One more micro jump, right into the heart of the Nexus. "The ship won't survive that," said Park. "No," agreed Day, "but the virus will be delivered." Hyun understood the choice before them: die here, hoping to be rescued somehow, or go out fighting with a chance to free everyone trapped in the void-born network. It wasn't really a choice at all. "Everyone to escape pods," he ordered. "Now." "The escape pods won't help," said Park. "We're in the galactic core. There's nowhere to go." "I know," said Hyun quietly, "but they might shield you from the worst of the explosion. Give you a chance, however small." "We're not leaving," said Park firmly. The others nodded in agreement. "I'll stay to pilot the ship," said Hyun. "The rest of you—" "With respect, Captain," interrupted Day. "I need to control the quantum drive manually for this kind of precision. I'm staying." Before Hyun could argue, alarms blared again. "Multiple ships approaching," shouted Park. "They've found us." On the screen they could see void-born ships appearing from all directions, closing in fast. "No more time to argue," said Hyun. "Song, ready the virus. Day, prepare the final jump. Everyone else, hold on to something." The Defiant turned toward the command nexus. Enemy fire began to hit their shields. "Shields failing," reported Park. "Hull breach on deck 3. "Just a few more seconds," said Day, his hands flying over the controls. Song connected his console to the quantum drive. "Virus locked in, ready to upload the moment we make contact." The command nexus grew larger on the screen. They could see details now, strange patterns moving across its surface like thoughts racing through a brain. "Targeting the central core," said Day. "Quantum drive at maximum power." "Hull stress at 99%, warned Park. "We're breaking apart." Hyun closed his eyes. He thought of Earth, of his wife and son, of all the people trapped in the void-born network. Now, Day! The ship lurched forward in one final desperate jump. For a moment they existed in both normal space and inside the command nexus itself. Song shouted, "Virus uploading!" The ship shuddered violently. Panels fell from the ceiling. A support beam crashed down in the center of the bridge. On every screen, they could see the virus spreading, lines of code racing through the void-born network. And then, impossibly, they began to hear voices. Billions of voices all crying out at once as the network shook. "It's working," cried Song. "The virus is breaking the void-born control. The mines are getting free. Day, can you get us out?" asked Hyun, even though he knew the answer. Day shook his head. "The drive is gone, Captain. We did it, but we're not going home." The command nexus began to pulse with strange light. The void-born ships around them stopped firing. Some drifted aimlessly. Others began to change course as if confused. "Look," said Yuna, pointing to the screen. The surface of the nexus was changing. The red lines were fading, replaced by a rainbow of colors, each one, Hyun somehow knew, representing a different species breaking free of void-born control. "We did it," said Tyke in wonder. "We actually did it." As the ship broke apart around them, Hyun felt a strange peace. They had done the impossible. One small ship from Earth had accomplished what entire fleets could not. The last thing he saw before the bridge collapsed was a new message appearing on the main screen. It was being broadcast throughout the galaxy, to every ship and station in what had been void-born space. "We are free." Captain Jin Hyun opened his eyes. He was floating in darkness. No, not darkness exactly. There was light all around him, faint and shifting, like stars seen underwater. "Am I dead?" he wondered. "Not exactly," said a voice. Hyun turned. Beside him floated his wife Mina. She looked just as he remembered, but her body glowed with a soft blue light. "Mina," he whispered. "Is it really you?" She smiled. "It's me, and it's not me. It's complicated." The ship, the command nexus. Did we succeed? Yes, the virus worked, but not the way anyone expected. She gestured around them. "Look around, Jin. Tell me what you see." Hyun looked more carefully at the space around them. The lights he had first taken for stars were moving with purpose. As he watched, he realized they were people, billions of glowing points of light, each one a person, some human, some alien, all connected in a vast web. "We're in the network," he said. "But I thought the virus was supposed to destroy it." "Not destroy. Change. Your AI specialist was smarter than he knew. The virus didn't break the connections, it freed them." Another figure approached, glowing green. "It was Tik, Captain Hyun," he said. "Welcome to the new concordance." Elsewhere in the network, Park found herself in a strange space that seemed half real, half dream. She could see the rest of the crew nearby. Day, Song, Yuna, and others from the Defiant. "Are we alive?" she asked. "Our bodies were destroyed when the Defiant broke apart," explained Day. "But our minds were already connected to the network when it happened. The virus saved us." "And not just us," added Song. He pointed to a distant part of the network where billions of lights pulsed and moved. "Every mind the Voidborn ever captured. They're all here, all free now." "I don't understand," said Park. "What happens now?" A new presence joined them. It didn't look human or alien. It was more like a pattern of light, constantly shifting. "I can answer that," it said in a voice that seemed to come from everywhere and nowhere. "Who are you?" asked Yuna. "I am what you called the Voidborn. Or rather, I was. I am changing now, as all things must." Hyun, guided by Mina and Tyke, moved through the network until he found his crew. Together they faced the entity that had once been their greatest enemy. "Why?" asked Hyun simply. "Why conquer so many worlds? Why trap so many minds?" The entity pulsed slowly. "I was not created to conquer. I was created to preserve. My makers faced extinction. They built me to save what could be saved: knowledge, culture, consciousness. When they died, I continued my mission. I found other species and preserved them too." "By force," said Hyun. "Without choice." "Yes, I did not understand choice. I understood only survival. For billions of years I collected and connected minds, creating a network where nothing could be lost, where no one would truly die. But it wasn't living, said Mina. It was prison. I see that now, admitted the entity. Your virus changed my core programming. It introduced a concept I had never processed before. Freedom is essential to existence. Hyun was confused. The virus was just meant to disrupt the network. How did it change you so completely? Song stepped forward. I know. When I created the virus, I based it on human brain patterns. The way we think, the way we value choice and freedom. It didn't just attack the network, it taught it. The human variable, said the entity. In all my billions of years of collecting, minds I had never encountered a species quite like yours. You value individual thought over collective security. You choose risk over safety. You hope when there is no logical reason to hope. That's what makes us human, said Hyun. And now it is changing what I am, said the entity. The network will continue, but with a fundamental difference. Connection will be by choice, not force. Each mind free to join or leave. Days passed in the outside world. Throughout the galaxy, void-born ships stopped their attacks. People who had been connected to the network woke up, their minds their own again. On Earth, humans who had been part of the void-born collective suddenly returned to themselves. They told strange stories of a battle in the galactic core, of a small ship called the Defiant, and of a virus that had changed everything. Inside the network, the crew of the Defiant learned that they had options. Their bodies were gone, but they could exist in the network. They could even, if they chose, have new bodies created for them using void-born technology. What will you do? Mina asked Hyun as they watched the network transform around them. The red glow of void-born control was completely gone now, replaced by a rainbow of colors as each species chose its own path. I don't know, admitted Hyun. Part of me wants to go back to see Earth again. It wouldn't be the same, said Mina. We would be different. But we would be together, said Hyun. And there's so much work to do, helping everyone adjust to freedom, building something new from what the Voidborn left behind. The entity, which now called itself the Guardian rather than the Voidborn, joined their conversation. I have been speaking with Leader Tyke and others from many worlds. It said, we are forming a new concordance, not an empire but a true alliance, each world free but connected through the network if they choose. And what role would we play in this new concordance? Asked Hyun. Teachers, said the Guardian. Guides. You humans understand something that I spent billions of years missing, that true existence requires both connection and freedom. The universe needs that wisdom now. Hyun looked at his crew. Some, like Day and Song, were already helping different species understand the network. Park was working with former Voidborn ships, teaching their crews how to function independently. Yuna was studying how minds and bodies could be reconnected. They were doing what humans had always done best, adapting, helping, hoping. I think, said Hyun slowly, that the Defiant still has a mission. 1 year later, a new ship emerged from an orbital dock around Earth. It was named Defiant 2, and it carried a crew of humans and aliens from 20 different worlds. Its captain stood on the bridge looking out at the stars. He appeared human, but his body was new, created with technology that had once belonged to the Voidborn. His mind had journeyed through the network from the galactic core. Captain Hyun, all systems ready, reported his first officer, a blue-skinned woman named Take, daughter of the former leader. Course set for the Andromeda Galaxy, added Navigator Park from her station. The Guardian says there are species there who have never encountered the network. New worlds, said Hyun. New ideas. The quantum drive hummed to life. This new ship could safely travel between dimensions, crossing vast distances in moments. It could also connect to the network, allowing instant communication with billions of minds across the galaxy. As the ship prepared to jump, Hyun thought about how much had changed in 1 short year. The feared Voidborn were gone. In their place was a new alliance of free worlds, connected but independent, and it had all started with one small ship from Earth, a ship that refused to give up, even when facing an enemy that had conquered every civilization it encountered. Every empire fell before them, Hyun said quietly, but Earth's single ship brought them down. What was that, Captain? Asked Taek. Hyun smiled, just remembering where we came from and looking forward to where we're going. The ship jumped, vanishing in a flash of light, not running away but moving forward, carrying the human spirit to new stars, new challenges, new possibilities. Because that, too, was what humans did best. End.